We talked about Chicago a lot, and we have somebody out of Chicago. Now, Freedom's Journal Institute is nonpartisan, okay? We are conservative, and we talk about conservative ideas. That's why we talk about the RISE principles, about conservatism. Gentleman coming up right now, so what we want to do now is have Devin Jones come up and just speak for 5-10 minutes about what's going on in Chicago he's a member of the Illinois GOP Election Integrity Committee. I'm sorry I don't have anybody from the Democrat Election Integrity Committee, but he will come up and talk about what's going on there. Then after that, what we wanted to do was have an opportunity for people to ask questions. What we will do is shut down we will say goodbye. After Devin's done, we will say goodbye to our online folks, the live streaming, and we will break for a minute. And then we will convene to answer questions if people want to answer. Now, if nobody wants to ask any questions of our panel, then we'll just dismiss. But we do want to have an opportunity for those who are still here and want to ask some questions, you can. So, Devin Jones.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Wallace. Thank you, Mrs. Wallace, for the opportunity, and all the speakers for just a wealth of information that I know I'm definitely going to take back to Chicago, which is not that far from here, with me. There's not much that I can really say that Carol Davis didn't already say. I'm the 18th Ward Republican Committeeman, which is the southwest side of the city, and she really kind of laid out everything that I do. So from finding election judges to looking for poll watchers, both for myself, for the party, for many of the candidates on the Republican side of the aisle. But I think what I would like to just touch on is that in the city of Chicago, each party needs roughly 5,000 election judges. So we need about 10,000 election judges in the city of Chicago in order for our elections to actually operate properly. In addition to that, we also there's 2,069 precincts. We need at least one poll watcher per precinct for each party, not just for the Republican Party, but we need all of these eyes on the ballot. And as we know, Chicago is kind of the belly of the beast. It's always, when it comes to crime and violence, poverty, election fraud, missed education, for some reason we're always like the buzzword and the example for that. But it really starts with the lack of engagement in our elections, with the lack of election judges, with the lack of poll watchers, because then some of these nefarious characters slip in through our election process, and they're there for 4 years and 6 years, and 6 years turns into, my entire life. So if I told you the amount of representatives that I have that literally have been there my entire life, your head would spin. So it's really important, especially for people who live in Cook County, and I know this is gonna go out farther than Cook County and Illinois, but that we pay attention to that process, to becoming election judges. I can't stress that enough, is that not just here in Cook County and in Chicago, but across this country, we don't see enough people stepping up to become election judges, and that starts the breakdown of the entire election process. Those people have statutory authority over that polling place. So starting there, if you live in Cook County, if you're I definitely could use 5,000 extra hands to become election judges. Many of our candidates do need poll watchers. Carol Davis is with the Illinois Conservative Union, which is a civic organization in the state of Illinois. That means she can have poll watchers all across the state. I also have a not-for-profit called Renaissance, and we are a civic organization, and we need poll watchers all across the state, from Chicago on down to Cairo. And so that part, the election judges are first, poll watchers is that extra backup that we need. But I really want to stress on the election judges is what we need. So anyone who just feels that fire to do something about elections, that's where we need to start. And so other than that, just paying attention to who the candidates are, making sure that you ask tough questions of candidates, whether they're running for something that we don't even know about, like Metropolitan Water Reclamation District, to governor and lieutenant governor of Illinois. We really need to know what positions these people are running for and what they stand for in that position. And I would go even further and say, are some of these elected positions even necessary? And so ask those questions as we go through this election season, ask those questions of where things can be reduced or shored up to give more freedom back to the people, because that again, all of this goes with election integrity. So find out who your committeeman is, both Republican, Democrat, Green Party, Libertarian Party. You should know who all of those people are because they purport to represent you. And engaging with those. If you're a Republican, you should still engage with the Democrat committeemen and find out what they're doing, because their efforts on election integrity, on finding candidates, on finding poll watchers is going to affect you just as much as whoever the party that you align with, whether it's Republican or whatever. So I don't have much to reiterate. Carol Davis does an excellent job with the Illinois Republican Party Election Integrity Committee. We're working closely with Illinois Conservative Union and some others to build that apparatus and ensure that we have integritous elections. So if you have any questions, I'll be around afterwards. Thank you.